Shin Huang Te was the first emperor of China and the most powerful man of his time. During his reign, he managed to unify all the kingdoms surrounding him in a large kingdom called China, which became stronger and wider than Alexander the Great's empire. But in his later years, he isolated himself from people, fearing for his life from conspirators and aspirants. He used to sleep every night in a different room and no one sees him at all, and whoever sees him is beheaded immediately. Even if he wanted to travel, he used to travel in disguise carefully so that no one knows his identity. And in one of these trips, he died suddenly and his body was returned to the empire in a cart loaded with dried fish. He died alone, away from his family, friends, and his men. As for the king Louis XIV, he used to live in an unprecedented palace, where everything in the palace was about him and his orders. And he was always surrounded by nobles who were given suites in the palace, and their closeness to him depended on their grades and levels. The king's bedroom was literally the center of the palace and the center of everyone's attention, as he looked out from it every morning to be greeted by his men. Louis was always surrounded by his men and staff, and all of them sought his advice and wisdom. Louis understood from an early age that the king's isolation was a very dangerous thing, as in his absence, plots and revolutions were growing, and this might eventually lead to his demise and removal. Therefore, Louis during his reign was able to maintain relative calm and peace in his kingdom. Bit to remember: don't build castles to protect yourself, as isolation is dangerous.